I'm Pat Reddish. I'm the wood procurement manager at Newport Timber with Interstate Paper in Riceboro, Georgia. We give you a little background. When I was in college, I was at ABAC, Abraham Baldwin Agricultural College, and one of the first papers I did was on the computer data entry cards and how they were going to take over everything, and be so useful. Well, I get up to the University of Georgia, to forestry school there, and we've got the weighing room, and we've got Fortran, and that was way up there. You think along the way of how the technology has advanced, it's just amazing. Our mill at Riceboro is a brown kraft linerboard mill. It was started production in 1968. The rated production at that time compared to today, today we're about nearly 3 times that rated per day volume. Same mill, it's just been tweaked, it's been added to, it's had technology investments in it and efficiency investments. And all those things have worked to improve product quantity and product quality. And the technology that we have available to us in our industry today is just amazing. We first became involved with Baywood back in 2002 when we looked to computerize our wood settlement system to a better degree. And we spoke with them and a couple other folks, and they're the ones that we felt most comfortable with. So they set up our system. We've had a couple upgrades along the way and rocked along. Well, and this kind of dovetails into some of the discussion that we had in the policy meeting earlier today. We spoke about how there's a lot of concern about the resource that is out here and how we're going to manage it and be assured of sustainability and be assured of having the resource there to operate with. When our mill was built in 1968, it was built with no land base whatsoever, no forest lands. I worked with Reddish for 10 years back in 79 to 89, and Reddish had accumulated a huge land base before even turning a spade of dirt for the mill at Jessup. So it was a different thinking at that time. Well, we've gone full circle. Those who had the lands have separated them out because basically Wall Street wanted to see true results from the mills. Well, when you do that, you lose that control over that resource. We have looked at things and decided about 5 or 6 years ago we want to accumulate some land base, primarily near our mill, for the prime purpose of producing fiber, not for splitting up for residential property, not for higher and better use, not to flip a track and make a buck, but to grow fiber. We feel like that we can grow fiber cheaper over the long haul than we can go out on the stumpage market and buy it. Will we ever be 100% from our lands? No, we don't plan to be, because we've already been 100% from a supply standpoint from individuals, private landowners, and corporate landowners for some 40 years. But that's part of what drove us to this advanced technology with Baywood. We got to the point that we were getting ready to buy land, and we bought a few thousand acres, and suddenly we needed something that would be broad enough to bring that in also. And we went out for bids, and we spoke to, actually narrowed it down to 3. Baywood was one. And the other folks we talked with had wonderful technology, but it was more one scale. We're a small operation, 1 mill operation. I had 2 foresters. At that time we had a land manager, but no foresters with him. So what we were looking at was something that we could scale up in, and most of the folks that we talked to couldn't scale down to where we needed to be, but Baywood could and could scale up. Just a side also that Scott was talking about there with the intern program, we actually had 2 interns this past summer in forestry, just out in the woods, marking landlines, checking seedling survival, cruising, the whole works. And of those 2, at the end of the summer, we actually offered to one and hired him. So the intern program does work. And it's a big part for an outfit as small as us to be able to utilize that kind of screening for an employee. Excuse me just a second. I just checked my loads in the mill at this point in the day. I checked to see the number of chip trucks we'd had in. I checked to see the number of bark trucks that we've had in today, and the number of log trucks. I can also click on each one of those cells that was shown there just a minute ago by Evan, and I can find out which authorization number and what type of product it was that each one of those loads came in at. I don't see the price because I don't need that. What I need to know is what's coming in, how it's coming in, are the categories where they need to be, is anybody overdoing it, how do I manage it? And Baywood has been very good at being able to push that out into the woods, into the field, to the level that we need it at. They came in after we awarded them the bid. They came in and sat in our conference room, gosh, I don't know how many of them it was, with our controller. And we would get, the forestry folks, we get called in every once in a while and asked, what do you need here? And never once was it ever said to us, oh, we can't do that. No, that won't work. They were able to produce it in the way that we needed it. Now, I've got one forester, procurement forester, who is 2 years out of forestry school, and boy, he just, like that, he had it. Got another one who is a technical school forestry graduate from 11 years ago. More like that, but he picked it up, and it's invaluable to him now. So that type technology is useful at all levels out in the field. These folks can provide whatever level, whatever depth you think you need in your operation, and it's available and it's useful, and we need to take advantage of it. When you got folks that, some folks manage some of their logging operations, check on their skidders, their cut down machines, that kind of thing, with a drone to see where they are and what they're doing out there. We need to be able to tell things about our operation to be able to know real time what's going on from wherever we are. And it's very important. Thank you. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Evan, for great technology, great applications, testimony from Pat. So technology is increasing every day, and like I think Pat alluded to, is something we need to go ahead and take advantage of as the opportunity exists, and use it to our benefit to make us more efficient. So I appreciate it.